Hi guys, I'm Shmee. Hello to you. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to day 2 of my adventure to the Southern Hemisphere. Now today we're in New Zealand outside of Auckland visiting Hampton Downs with McLaren Auckland for a pretty exciting day ahead. You can see some rather special cars lined up right behind me. We'll take a look at those, then it's going to be some track action as well as some more surprises later on as well. So let's get this day started. I'm looking forward to it. First things first, a quick look down the lineup of cars, a mix of road cars and race cars that they have here in the paddock at Hampton Downs. So this is a race circuit about an hour outside of Auckland. Just over there we have the 570S Spyder that McLaren Auckland have very kindly lent me to be driving for this little part of the adventure. But we'll take a look at these cars. First, of course, you have a 570S. Next to that, we have the 570S GT4. Now, McLaren Auckland is a motorsports dealer and they've sold 4 of these out here, which is incredible. There are about 115 or so McLarens in total in New Zealand, which means they've outsold Ferrari, which is also quite incredible. But the specific New Zealand spec of this car means that it has the ECU from the sprint car, so 540 horsepower instead of the usual 410 or so after the balance of power that the GT4 has. So this is the 4th and final one that's been delivered here. Next to that we have a 650S Coupe. I like that they've got the little Kiwi down there. If you didn't know, of course, Bruce McLaren is from New Zealand, which is why we also have this car. Interesting story behind this. So it's a 1973 McLaren M23, the Formula 1 car from that year. In fact, a chassis that the following year went on to be victorious with James Hunt. But this car was driven by Denny Hulme. It's got a Ford V8 back here, pretty open and tiny really when you're standing next to it. Denny was the second New Zealand Formula 1 driver after Bruce McLaren himself, and this car's actually been to the Goodwood Festival of Speed also, which just adds to how awesome that is. But look at the size of those slick tyres at the rear. It's a car that's owned by, part of the group with McLaren Auckland, which means they're the only dealer that actually own their own McLaren Formula 1 car. So anyway, you've heard the cars blasting around in the background as well. Let's go take a look at what is going on here today. The GT4 is about to be moved actually, but we'll come in and talk to Luke from McLaren Auckland. How are you doing?
Hey Tim, hey Shmee. Well, first you need a steering wheel.
Yeah, you do.
It's pretty straightforward, but like most race cars, you have a master switch. You flick that on.
Yeah. You hear the noises of the electronics coming to life.
Yeah. So it's kind of ignition stage 1. We just let the car wake up, and then it doesn't have a proximity key like a normal 570. It just has the start button.
Nice. Because race car. The first part of today's activities, before we go out and do some laps on the racetrack, is here on the drag strip, and you can see half of the cars that are attending, and there are loads of McLarens here. It's incredibly impressive. There's an LT Spyder, LT Coupe, quite a few 720Ss, 570Ss, 650Ss, actually lots of 720Ss. Awesome to see so many of them. But basically this is more about reaction times and launching the car. So we just get a quick opportunity to warm up the tyres and things and experience a little bit about them before then, later on, getting out on the track. I think we might even have a photo op with all of the cars lined up as well, which is going to look incredible because the colours out here in the sunshine, it's very bright, very strong sunshine, even though it's not actually that warm. But I have to be a little bit careful about that. Anyway, this is really cool. The McLarens in the land of McLaren. My turn to sneak into the line. So 570S, first go, I will just put my foot down and see what it does. We've got to watch for the lights. The 720S is gone, but it's incredible how quick this 570S actually is. This time around, let's do it with a launch control. So I've got to line up, get this completely right this time, hopefully not overstep the mark. The lights will gently illuminate. There we go. So we will use the car's launch control. We're in gear, we're in sport and sport mode, just to be a bit more fun. Now let's go track and track, just to be a little bit quicker. So the other car's just lining up alongside us. So here we go, I guess. engage. Go. This thing is so fast. Up to 130 k's, just absolutely out of nowhere. I was slightly behind the lights, but still. For the entry-level McLaren, it's a very, very quick thing. Check this out then, it's the lunch break. All the cars are lined up for a couple of quick photos, but this is the perfect opportunity to take a little run down the entire line. Have a look at that number plate, literally 570S on the yellow 570S Spyder, 720s, 570 GT, my car. This is McLaren heaven. I should have counted really. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27 McLarens here in total. We don't actually have any 12Cs though. Look at the accents on that, that's quite cool, matching the calipers on the 650. I do like their Kiwis, but what a lovely little lineup of all of the cars here. That's actually really cool. When this colour came out, when Solus launched, I wasn't the biggest fan of the colour, but now it is brilliant, especially out here in the light. Anyway, I need to get out of the shot. They are doing their proper photos, so I will exit stage right and let them get on with that. Here we go then, 570S Spyder, and I'm joined by Simon, who is nicknamed Bruce, as I've been told. Heads up on that one. This man knows how to drive, but he's accompanying me today as we go out for a few. I think this is a fairly easy session, right? Just to familiarise a bit, get an understanding for the track, and then we'll turn it up later on.
Yeah, so obviously first time here at Hampton Downs, you know, get a bit of a look around before, you know, we're going to get lots of laps today, which is brilliant. So get a bit of a look, see what it's about, and then put helmets on soon and go flat out.
Sounds good to me, and I've got an LT Spyder in my rearview mirror, which is always a very nice thing. It looks very good.
Yeah. So it's not, even though the front's straight, it's not too straight.
No.
But obviously the braking, yeah, it's a nice straight brake into another blind corner. So you know, once as soon as the track falls away, it's turning, which makes it really tough, you know. Lots of tarmac on the exit. We're doing the national circuit here, so it's another short break. And once you go under the bridge, that's obviously when you start to turn in. To go through here, you almost shift your eyes straight up to the, you know, white line, and you just hug it the whole way across, right the way up to the little exit cone here.
Here we go then. This time around we are in sport mode and manual, of course, to get some flipping away, but the car still needs a little bit of time to warm itself back up.
Always aim for that green light. You always know you're safe. Cone on the wall, then the apex cone. Off the brake, let it roll in. Just watching it for a while, let it come in. Then we can start squeezing it down. Traction control's probably kicking in.
Yep.
Red, so cooled out.
Now the next part of my day is to go out on the track in the McLaren 720S. Now I've driven the 720S before, but never on track. So needless to say, I'm quite excited to see what this is like. Obviously, the car has over 700 horsepower from the 4-litre now engine in the back of here, loads and loads of aero. It's going to be fascinating to see what it's like. Interestingly, and very rarely for out here, it is actually a left-hand drive test car. So I'm quite excited to experience this and see what it's about on the race circuit. So I need to go and grab my helmet again, we'll jump in, and then we will go out to the 720S. Okay, here we are. 720S, joined by Tim, thank you. So, get comfy.
Absolutely.
Where are we? I'm looking forward to this. An awful lot.
So your active dynamics, don't forget to turn those on.
Yeah. Although it does default to sport in here, as opposed to going to comfort. Wouldn't really want comfort mode here.
Exactly.
Got a couple of splatters on the windscreen as well. Gotta be aware of that. Goodness me, the feel you get from it immediately. 570S is such a good car. But this immediately feels so dramatic. I'm not using anywhere nearly the braking capability of the car.
And then let's flick now to track if you're happy with that.
Yeah, look at the screen folds away.
Screen's away and really unleash down the straight here. Once your wheel is straight, really get stuck into that gas.
Put it down. Goodness me. It's so quick.
Too late under brakes, otherwise eventually our ABS triggers as we unload that suspension, so no deeper than that. Great job though.
Goodness me, it's fantastically quick and so sure of itself, and what a machine.
Yet not muted. Listen to that engine though. You can carry on if you, or are you happy, or you?
No, I'm good. It's so much louder than I
exactly
expected when you're driving it hard. The thing is, the 570S is such a brilliant car.
It's fun. It's dynamic. Everything you do, you tell it to do, it'll do it.
But then you get in here, and you can see the step. Like, there's a reason it costs a chunk more. You can feel that.
Correct. Head down and we'll angle park just on the left. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Very nicely driven. It's actually nice to be with someone that I can relax with a little.
Wow, then. Now, the biggest thing for me is perhaps the difference, feeling it firsthand, between the 570S and the 720, because the 570 is, as we said, an incredibly capable machine. It's more than fast enough. It gives you amazing feedback, but the difference and the step up to the 720S has actually left me completely floored by it, literally. And well, I'd love to experience the 720 back-to-back with the 675 LT with my car, maybe, because obviously unfamiliar track, different environment, two of them here matching. But I have to say, that's left me really wanting a 720S. I mean, I've said many times I'm keeping my LT, but we'll have to think about this. That could be a future McLaren. I've really enjoyed it. I've liked driving it on the road before. Alas, it's the end of the day, the cars are heading home, but what an amazing amount of fun this has been, and particularly for me, driving this chap today, the 720S here at Hampton Downs with McLaren Auckland. I didn't actually know that I was going to drive the 720S today. That 570 Spyder sounds good, but it's reignited something for me driving it today. I mean, I've always thought it's an incredible car, there's no question about it. The first press drive in Italy, and then the second drive I had up in Scotland as well. But to really get the most out of it, you need to be driving it hard, to the limit. To do that, you need to be in the right environment, i.e. a racetrack. And I thought that at the first occasion that I drove it, that I needed to have that opportunity to really understand the car. And that's where those LT-like characteristics come through, and you get, well, inertia push if you're driving it in track mode, you get epic cracks if you're driving it in sport mode. So, I have to say, I've got a bit of a soft spot now for a 720S, or maybe a future derivative of a 720S. Maybe a Spyder, when that comes along in due course. That should potentially be the next model in the McLaren line. That would be pretty epic, although one of the signature features is obviously these doors and the way they open, the way these door panels are completely cut away, and the roof panel opens up like that with the glass. So, epic day. A very big thank you to McLaren Auckland and the Giltrap group for this opportunity to come down today and have an amazing McLaren-filled day out here in the home country, New Zealand. Anyway, that is it for now. Thank you very much for watching, guys. There is plenty more to come from this trip to New Zealand and Australia, so be sure to be subscribed and check it all out, and I'll catch up with you again very soon. Cheers!